Welcome to the Art Gallery of Burlington, where we are peeling back the layers for you because there's so many wonderful things to explore, and yes, they are open for you to explore them, from exhibitions to classes. And it's wonderful to be back and see Tara with us this morning. Yeah. And spring break is coming up, or April break, I should say. So we have some stuff with that. We have some pottery news coming up, but let's sink our teeth into the exhibits. And this one specifically, what is this exhibit, Tara?
Yeah, so what you're looking at is a solo exhibition by a St. John's-based artist named Larry Weand. Larry is incredibly inspired by rug hooking, specifically the long tradition of rug hooking in their chosen home of Newfoundland. And ultimately what they've done is they're thinking back on family history and the effect that family history has had on them, specifically across generations. And what they've done is they've created objects, three-dimensional hooked rugs and two-dimensional hooked rugs that capture family stories.
So that is what they have done here.
Exactly.
On the floor that Luke is shooting?
Yeah, so these mats are really exciting and fascinating. There's an amazing story behind them. Larry engaged in a process of collecting oral histories from many of their family members in order to remember the lives of their grandparents. So they combined those stories and their own memories of their grandparents to create these rugs that really give a sense of who the person was.
Well, it just takes me back to what I would put down there for my grandparents, right? And there's so many Labatt 50 and cards, right? Like euchre, that's a big one, steak, TV dinners.
Exactly. I mean, for a lot of people who view this exhibition, they'll see a lot of these objects as really, really nostalgic. Because there is a sort of a generational position in some of these objects.
A lot of questions too. Is that a cross on a toilet?
Yeah. It looks like it, but I guess that's just the flusher.
Oh. But that's, I guess, with art, you can look at it, you can have your own opinions on everything.
There's something to that. There is something to that.
This exhibit and any of the exhibits you have in, are you going out and finding them, or are they coming to you?
That is a fantastic question. So a bit of both, really. The way that this exhibition came to be is I went to a conference 2 years ago in New Brunswick, and I met Larry. They presented on this body of work. And as someone who is an educator but also sometimes curates, I knew I wanted to work with them because the work for me was very moving, because there is that connection to family and how we capture these family stories that are quite common and everyday, but also how they make us who we are. One dimension of this show is the idea of mental health and identity, and some struggles that Larry has had in their life, and how family history impacts us down the line. Yeah.
Well, it looks wonderful. We'll take a break, and this is one of 3 exhibitions that are happening right now. I know hours are a little bit limited, but Tuesday to Saturday here at the AGB, and there are classes available, pottery classes and clay classes. We'll get into that, and also spring break kits for all the kids out there. We'll get into that when we come back. Ooh, and some ruffled chips. To the AGB on Morning Life. Well, good morning and welcome back into the Art Gallery of Burlington. We are still a couple weeks away from March break or April break. And the AGB has a number of items that can help entertain your kids, which is fabulous because they all need some entertaining. Being a father of 3 kids, we have Roseanne here who's come up with some very interactive, fun take-home items that kids can be entertained with. Hey, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Hello, yeah.
Because normally in a regular year you would have kids here for a March break.
Yeah, so for the first time ever, we have to figure out a way to package art curriculums and send it home so that they're able to do it independently, but at the same time creating virtual elements where we're able to come together in a virtual space.
So I pulled out these bags. This is the kit that they get.
Yes.
This is the box, right? And within the box are little bags for each day.
Yeah, so there's a takeout package for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and a little surprise package too.
Okay, let's start with Monday. What's the Monday activity?
Yes, so each activity follows a theme of reimagination. So for Monday, they're going to be reimagining the city they live in, Burlington in this case.
So we have it here. This is what it looks like.
Yeah.
Right? So that's a map of Burlington.
Yeah, so they get a blank outline of Burlington, and then using construction paper, they create this really colorful legend using construction paper.
And you can choose what the color you want.
Yeah, it's up to the kids to choose whatever color that they want. And then once they're done creating a legend, and notice they can actually write in amenities, maybe that we didn't include. And then they get to fill this map in. The more they choose of a color means that that particular anemone is important to them. So if they choose more parks,
Yeah, well, that's what I'm going for
schools.
here, right? I'm thinking green, obviously, for parks. So let's put some parks in. Because
Yeah.
we need to be getting outside.
We need, love the
Necessity.
greenery.
Okay. How do you determine, how did you come up with ideas for each and every day?
Yeah, so it's really about thinking about our relationships with the people and the environment and things around us. So this one, just thinking about our city and what more does our city need? If I could reimagine what Burlington looks like, what would I want it to offer to the people? What would it offer to me and also my community? And then each day thinks about that. So for Tuesday, we think about our relationships with people. On Wednesday, we think about our relationships with technology. And then we think about our relationships with nature. And the last one with community through various craft making projects.
Ages for this?
7 to 11 years old.
Okay. And how do you, what's the yellow? Oh, shopping! Yeah,
How much shopping do you want in Burlington?
Yeah, let's go, let's do it.
Feel free to overlap them, put them
It doesn't
outside
have to
of the
be.
borders.
It doesn't have to be as
No.
organized as I'm doing.
Absolutely not. You can overlap things. Things exist in chaos, right?
Especially with kids.
Yeah.
Between the ages of 7 and 11.
100%.
If you want a kit, so
Yeah.
now's the time you have to order a kit.
Yeah, so you have to go on our website and order a kit, and they're only available until quantities last.
Okay.
And pick up some March 30th.
March 30th. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's take a break because we have another really neat one. What day is this?
So this is for Tuesday. We're going to
Tuesday.
Sorry, can I say that again?
No, yeah, say it again. Yeah.
Yeah, so this one is for Tuesday, and we're
Okay.
going to be thinking, I'll just say this one's.
This one's for Tuesday. And we'll take a break and we'll get into Tuesday for spring break art camp at the AGB on Morning Live. Okay, we're putting the finishing touches on Monday spring break art camp here at the AGB. So this is what I've created. I haven't added any blue. And I'm just thinking like my 5-year-old would.
Just
Because
sprinkle it on top.
it's blue is ice cream. And
Yeah.
he's obsessed with ice cream. Actually, all my kids are. So
Yeah.
I'm putting some ice cream
You
on
finished your city, and you're like, gotta sprinkle on some ice cream.
there you go. Back with Roseanne, who's heading up this program. What do you think? Okay, what do you see by looking at that and the
I
legend?
think it's beautiful. I think the addition of ice cream is great.
Yes.
We're not expecting kids to be city planners, but I'd probably rethink putting public transportation only at the corners and also healthcare. I think people like a centralized
You
hospital.
can get around here. This is a bit of a mess, but
Yeah.
you will. Any stress will help out when you with ice cream. Because
Yeah,
there's always ice cream
every
there.
corner, ice
Okay.
cream.
So if you missed the last half hour, so these are to-go kits that you can get for kids between the ages of 7 and
11.
And every day they have a different art activity. This was Monday.
Yes.
Tuesday is what?
Yes, so Tuesday is about thinking about our relationships with people and ourselves. So they get this paper that's been, it's recyclable paper that's been broken down and infused with wildflower seeds.
Can you show that to Luke a little bit closer?
Yeah,
Wow, cool.
yeah.
Okay, so what do we do with it?
Yeah, so on the first one, you write a letter to a friend, maybe somebody you hadn't seen in a while and you miss. And so you write it out to them, and then we gave mailing instructions so that they're able to actually mail it to their friend.
Kids don't write letters enough, right? They're always
They
on some
don't.
sort of
They
I don't know,
don't.
screen.
And snail mail, you know what? Let's have a comeback for snail mail during the pandemic.
Okay, so that's the one thing they do. The next thing they do is
Yeah, the next thing is they write a letter to their future selves. And then with this letter, once they're done, they rip it all up. Kids love ripping. And then they actually get to plant it in this little pot that we provide them.
Can we rip these up?
Oh yeah, do you want to write a letter? You just, straight into ripping.
So you're writing it to your future self.
Yes.
Dear Tim, wildflowers rock. Okay. Love Tim. Okay, then you just rip this up.
You're gonna rip it all up. Try to get it pretty small.
Okay, tiny.
Really, really, really small. And then in the meanwhile, I'm just gonna fill your pot with just a little bit of soil. Oopsies. We provide kits with craft paper. Don't worry about the mess. It'll be taken care of.
Yeah. So these instructions for kids to 7, do parents need to be helping them out through all of this? Like maybe just initially setting them up?
So they get a zine so that they can read through the instructions. They also get access to an online platform where they get to watch videos of the different activities. Parents are more than welcome to join their kids in doing the activities, but there's still also a level of independence.
Sure. How many of these would we need to put in there?
As many as you...
I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
Oh, gotcha.
We're playing. Oh, that one actually has a little bit of a hole in it. Here, just put it in there. There you go.
So we're putting that in there and planting our wildflowers, and then come, how long did you say?
A week.
A week? No way.
Yeah.
We'll start to see our wildflowers coming up.
Yeah.
All right, we'll continue to do that. So this is available right now, but you have to book these online, Roseanne?
Yes, you have to book them on our website.
Okay, book them on the website, and then pickup date is?
March 30th.
March 30th. We'll take a break. We're in the pottery area here at the AGB. They are having limited classes, and we'll demonstrate one of the classes when we come back with Nicole on Morning Live. Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the Art Gallery of Burlington, which is open. A lot of people aren't aware of that for their exhibitions, but along with their workshops and classes with all COVID protocols in place. Nicole has put me to work. Nicole, what am I doing here?
So what you're doing is actually rolling out a doily onto a slab of clay and adding that texture onto the slab. And you're actually probably perfect. You can peel that right off.
This was the clay. This is what it looked like to start with.
Yes, exactly. So we just cut a chunk off, rolled it out, and now you're gonna reveal a beautiful, gorgeous pattern.
Cool.
Awesome, and we're actually taking the slab and making it into a plate.
So like something like this. This is
Exactly.
eventually what this is gonna be.
Exactly, yeah.
Okay. Next step is?
We are gonna cut it out. So I will actually take over briefly.
Okay.
And we have our nice mold here, and I am just gonna cut out our beautiful rectangle.
So would this one be a one-night workshop, or is this part of a longer extended class?
So it could be either. So you absolutely, during our clay dates, could actually make a plate exactly like this, which would just be a one evening. You get to have some fun with clay, similar to our buildable workshop. In that one, you're actually throwing bowls on the wheel for one evening.
Oh, and the wheels are all behind us here.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. All right,
I've done that before. I'm not very good at that either. But it takes a little bit of practice too, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, so, and that's the other thing is if you kind of take a workshop, really love it, you actually can take our courses, which are all on our website.
Cool.
And that would be a more involved kind of process where you actually get to take more time. So I'm just placing that in the middle.
Okay.
What I'm gonna get you to do is use 2 hands and just push down into the foam. Perfect.
That's it?
Yeah.
So that has created the, oh wow, okay.
Absolutely. So now we have our beautiful form here. So I'm just going to transfer it where it can settle. We can take our wood out and reveal your new plate.
Okay, so what's the next step after this then?
So the next step is we're actually going to let this air dry to the point where it doesn't have any moisture in it. And then we're going to put it into the kiln where it's actually going to have what's called a bisque fire. It's going to come out. It's going to look quite white. You then get to actually pick whatever color glaze that you want to put onto it.
This did look like this at one point.
Exactly.
And then you can pick a color to put on top of it?
Exactly, and then it goes into the kiln again, comes out like that.
Amazing. And then under like this buildable, this was built on the wheels behind us.
Exactly, so totally beginners, people who have maybe never touched clay before, I get them on the wheels, they get a chance to actually experience throwing pottery and then end up with a beautiful bowl.
It's got to be so satisfying for you because somebody that's never done it before doesn't think that they can do it, and by the end they've been able to create something and then maybe get hooked on it. And
yeah, exactly.
And want to come back. And then create a fine little beer stein like this. So cheers to you, Nicole. Cheers to the AGB that, yes, is open for their exhibits. Obviously, COVID protocols in place, but their workshops and classes as well. Great meeting you.
Yes, you as well.
Thanks for the help. Cheers.